All right, all right, all right. How we all doing this evening? Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm okay.
How's it
I was going to
going?
say, are we going to get him up on screen? Is it that much of his birthday? He's
I'm
oh,
so
I
trashed, man.
can't come up
No.
on screen. I bloody look terrible.
I wish I was like that, man. I'm telling you. I've just like eased myself into drinking beer. Like I said, it's been like chaotic 6 months, and you know what? I've got one. I've got one. I've got one. Yeah.
Oh,
Cheers, man. Cheers. How are you?
cheers. I'm okay. I'm just drinking cranberry juice.
You know, I can't drink cranberry juice, and I've had to. I've actually started using a cranberry tablet.
Mm.
Right? I find apparently they work as just as well, if not better. And because better wise, you don't get the bitter tardiness or whatever. So yeah, isn't that scary?
I
Cranberry
li-
juice.
I like it.
Do you?
I love it. I think it tastes great.
Oh man, I don't know what it is. Just something about cranberry juice. Oof.
It's got a dryness to it as well. It's kind of like a bit bitter, bit dry.
Yeah. It just when they were telling me, oh, you have to drink cranberry juice and up your water intake. And I'm like, Jesus, how much water do you want me to take?
At least 2 liters a day.
At least.
Mm.
It's insane. And
So you're meant to have, yeah. Keep
yeah,
it flushed out.
exactly. So yeah, that's it's just insane. And like I said, I've probably had maybe about 6 beers in the past 6 months, and this is probably my first one I've had in maybe 5 or 6 weeks.
Mm.
It's just insane. It's really insane. Insane. But hopefully things things will be better. That's all I got to say. Oh man. Let's see who's in chat here. Hey Michael, how are you? Thank you very much. Tim, thank you. The Hey Mars, how are you? Thank you very much. Betty, thank you. Adrian, how are you? Thank you very much. Fredo, how's it going? Thank you very much. Who else? Steve Arnold, how are you, sir? Thank you. Laura, thank you very much. Admit, I thought you were going to be sleeping it off, but thank you for popping in. Ryan, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah. All right, cool. So Matt, you had a like a crop circle uh what was it? A crop circle thon? What is what's going on? And you
I call it a squintathon because I was like squinting closely at the circles to see what they were all about.
yeah. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
It's all right.
Thank you. Um
You're welcome.
so squinting, you trying to check out and like I only had a chance to watch a little bit because I went out for dinner this evening, and so I was only able to watch a little bit. So what you're basically explaining like how they're made, or what were you doing exactly?
Well, there were a number three. There's only 6 designs out there which are kind of like unknown. There's one extra one's appeared, but it's been made for a TV program.
Yeah.
So out of the 6 that are out there, 3 of them are just terrible. I mean, the design work is really low standard. So I just went through it and I said, look, from a distance, if you're just watching a video and you're just flying past, you go, oh yeah, it looks great, doesn't it? And you sort of like quick flash on the screen, and like fly past and flash it on the screen. But when you actually stop, zoom in, look at this circle's bigger than that one. Look at this one's got a flat edge on it. Look, these things are supposed to be curved. One is curved and one goes like along and then down in a straight line, and it's like, what? And it's just messy. So yeah, I was just explaining to people how you can spot the problems geometry-wise, and also how to spot, the walk marks. I tell people, you'll spot walk marks where people have actually, used their foot to kind of make the lines before they flatten them in with the boards, which are a lot bigger. And you usually get those marks will persist, whereas other bits of crop will grow up. You'll still have a walk mark will persist around the edges, and I was just showing people how to spot that. So, yeah, going through it with people.
Do you find yourself kind of like in a sort of crop circle renaissance? Because you're posting a lot more on crop circles lately.
Oh, just because 'cause I'm bored. I'm not gonna go out and make them. I mean, I don't mind a drive and a bit of droning, because it gives me something to do. It's a focus point, like go out and film the crop circle. I used to do it a lot years ago. I kind of stopped. There's a lot of petty jealousies, in that world of like drone people, as well. And I
Mm.
just I said, oh, I've had a guts full of these people. They're just idiots, and they were sending me some. I knew it was them doing it as well. It's fairly obvious, but they were sending me some really like shitty messages and emails and things in the post. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and you had a like we were talking the last time you had a talk at the basis there. What was the general kind of response? Because I know you were saying, you're asking. So what? How many people out here believe that humans are making these crop circles? And you said, well, there's actually quite a bit here. And I mean, like, what
Mm.
kind of response did you change people's minds? Do you think?
I did actually. There was a
Yeah.
few people who said, I used to think it was something paranormal, and since hearing your talk, I now realize there's something else there. I mean, um, yeah, it was a few people have had their minds changed on it, but I mean, when you're dealing with the public at large, and you haven't got them in a room and you're not able to explain it properly, these arguments are put forward by the crop circle believers. They tend to kind of win out a lot of the time, and people don't want to hear that it's done by people, and they can't accept it, and they'll fall back to these kind of things they've heard, like, oh, but you break the plants when you flatten them, and there is magic microwave damage in the plants that couldn't be done by people. And you say,
Mm.
well, and you just go through it. Well, the not microwave, it's this. The plants do bend. They're supple at night, and you just keep going. You take all these things they thought they knew, and you kind of re-educate people and say, okay, so it's made by people, but these are the weird things that happen to people when they make circles, so therefore it's still valid.
Mm.
People get drawn to do certain designs that other people are sitting in a field meditating on, and all that kind of stuff. The weird coincidences, telepathy, and who's driving this? Is it person to person telepathy, or is it aliens putting the idea in the believers' heads and the circle maker's head, and just one goes out and makes it, and one's sitting there meditating on it, you know? So
Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, the key, because I mean, a lot of these people that probably they don't have firsthand, info. They're just feeding off what other people are saying or what they're reading here or what they're reading there. And I mean, obviously, one of the key factors I think with a lot of this is education. I mean, educating people from a firsthand account, right? I mean, especially you going out and creating these crop circles, and you obviously know.
not anymore, not anymore, but
No, but I mean before,
mm,
right? Before,
yeah.
the prior experience. I mean, you were making them for how many years?
Well, I started in 1992, got arrested in 2000, carried on making them secretly behind the scenes, but more of a backseat, you know,
Yeah.
a helper rather than, like not being the designer. I would rather just kind of like go out and help. But I mean, must have been, and then fly, crop circle flying over them and taking the photos of them. I mean, it must have been 15, 20 years of my life.
See, I mean, that's a long time. That's a
Yeah.
long time. And was it? Am I? You were the only person or the first person to be arrested for doing them?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor that there was somebody abroad had been arrested and prosecuted for it, but I never actually found out who this person was and their details. Whereas, it's quite easy to find out the details of me and my arrest, and that only happened because I was trying to help researchers understand that this was man-made, and I
Mhm.
gave them too much information and got shat on basically when it should have been an experiment. So they had the information ahead of time to see the crop circle appear, and they couldn't hold themselves in. They're a bit like that, these crop circle believers.
Yeah, it's when you I find that obviously when you try to educate people about this, and you're reasonable, and you're explaining to them exactly what the situation is. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to hear it. They just like, oh no, no, get rid of this guy. This guy's nothing but trouble. He's just stirring the pot, right? And
Mm.
quite literally, no, you're trying to be reasonable about the situation, and telling people, look, this is what it is.
Yeah, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
No.
And some of these people, if they're the horse, you could take it to water and it'll kick you in the head and keep kicking. That's the sort of approach they have to when they meet you, and they're not having it, and they're trying to kind of find ways to screw with you and fuck you up because
Mm.
they're not happy with it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, there's been a lot of these circles researchers have known that the circles are made by people over the years, and they've kept completely quiet about it and peddled a different story to the public, and they know what's going on. They know
Yeah.
full well what's going on, and they just peddle it a different way. And that's sad because, people turn to these people as a source of, what to believe. And they think, oh, well, this guy's an expert, they're a researcher, and it's like, yeah, they're not telling you how it is. They know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
That is quite sad, manipulative.
Yeah. Yeah. And how much, yeah. That's what I was going to say too. I mean, how much of it do you think, or do you know, whatever, and maybe before, not so much now, but as you were saying, you were kind of, when I watched the basis sort of thing, you were kind of saying, getting, updating your speech, and so on and so on, just getting yourself reacquainted with stuff. I mean, how much of it now, as opposed to then, or then opposed to now, is there a lot of like conspiracy sort of aspects that are linked to this?
Conspiracy. I
Like maybe the government's controlling this. They got the wolves pulled over your eye, or whatever. They're doing this. They don't want you to know what's really going on. And again, I guess it kind of goes links to disclosure too, if you will.
I don't think the government, as far as I'm aware, have taken much of a negative stance on crop circles.
Yeah.
I think they did send out the army to investigate it, and I think the army probably came to the conclusion it was people. And rather than make a big expose about it, like we're the army and we've caught the circle makers, and that sort of thing, they just kind of just said, well, we're not interested in it, rather than get involved in the politics of, putting their stamp on it, which obviously they knew that would probably cause a riot if the government came out and said, no, 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 it's definitely people. They just allowed the people themselves, like myself, Doug and Dave, and various others who've been on television and talked about it many times,
Yeah.
to kind of bring that information forward. Um, and I've never, as far as I'm aware, I've never experienced any negativity coming from government people towards me as a circle maker.
Mhm.
And I don't think I've ever heard of any crop circle researchers ever being kind of pressured into, not doing what they're doing and putting out the information that they're putting out. And there's a lot of varied information. A lot of these circle researchers, they don't agree with each other, which is, I think, a sign that there's, if they can't all agree on what something is, then that's not a good place to be. But yeah,
Sir,
I don't
no,
see
no,
much
go
of a
ahead.
conspiracy behind it. No.
Sir Spookfest is asking. So you're saying that crop circles are made by people, and there is still that rare one out there that could have been made, by extraterrestrial or whatever intelligent civilization, whatever, elaborate to be made by man, sort of human sort of thing. Thank
Yeah,
you,
no,
Matrix.
that's somebody done a donation then.
Oh, did they? I didn't see it.
Oh,
Mhm.
you
That
said
was you.
thank you. Oh, I thought you was thanking somebody. Yeah,
Oh,
but I had to flip back to see what the chat was saying. Sorry.
oh.
Well, uh, that's not what I'm saying. Actually, the Mr. Spookfest or Senior Spookfest, because the way I kind of tell people is that the more complicated the designs, the more you're dealing with an intelligence, obviously, and that intelligence is most likely to be people because it's people that come forward to talk about having made the circles. Um, Most of the designs that you see out there have been demonstrated in some form by humans, even up to the dot matrix type pattern ones with the alien face in it and things like that. They've all been replicated afterwards, by teams. Um, so that's all stuff that people can do. Um, I believe that this phenomena may have started with simple circles and swirl patterns in fields, and somebody decided, oh look, there's a mark in the field. Oh well, we could add to that mark, and then it's people have taken that on and created an art form out of it, and then been influenced by some weird thing that's influencing us to do certain designs. So, but it's people. So the paranormal is there, the weirdness is there, but it's centered around people and why people make these designs and which designs and things that happen to people afterwards. That's where it's really all coming from. Um, but if you had to ask me which were the real ones that were made not by humans, I wouldn't go to the complicated end of the spectrum. I'd go to the simple, and I'd say, well, that's your original phenomena. That's what we as circle makers, we wouldn't we wouldn't put our hands up for saying we made those simple circles. We're the ones putting our hands up for the complicated ones. So
Yeah, and you basically said that it's it seems to be dying out. There's not as many circles being made anymore.
there's not. I mean, me and a number of other people who used to do it regularly have stopped. I mean, there's like I'll just like L D B J, who's a master circle maker. There's like Pete. I'll just say Pete. There's him. There's yeah. There's about Um, and even the team from London don't really seem to be doing much anymore. The guys from up there. There's not many people doing it. There's two teams that I would probably believe are actually out there doing stuff at the moment, and the same the reason they make the same mistakes they've always been making as well. It's just kind of like either the designs are very basic, or they're complicated with mistakes. They kind of there's a threshold level of competency that the certain teams find hard to go to, and the same sort of mistakes are still popping up. um so I would say it's probably the people I think are still out there doing it, which I don't have any contact with them either. Don't
Yeah.
actually get on with them. So I don't really get on with them.
This guy is he's trying to sabotage. No. Um,
Yeah.
do people mess up crop circles, Matt? Is that a thing? Is it a thing?
Yeah, people have, including circles researchers, who tell people that humans can't make the circles, who have themselves made crop circles, have been caught in the act going out and actually putting additions onto the circles in broad daylight. I've seen that with my own eyes. And they were like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, yeah, but you're telling people you've taken a photograph of this and that's the way it is, and you just go, ha, 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 add put little additions on it. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah. So not that's not cool, but it's something that doesn't, I don't make a big thing of actually saying, well, these are the people that did it, because I know who they are and I could name and shame them. I don't do that. But I mean, again, they're not telling you it's man-made, and they're
Mhm.
not telling you that they put an addition on it and then took a photograph of it, you know? And they're well known.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, 'cause I think I did ask you, do some of them put their, like, trademark in there somewhere within the circles themselves, the designs?
Sometimes, there was one, circle maker who's a very well-known circle maker who's not doing it anymore, and he
Yeah.
did used to put a little hidden mark in there, and it's surprising because I've said to people like, "Oh, what's that then?" Because they said, "Well, don't they sign their work?" And I'm like, "Mm, some do." And they said, "Well, which ones then?" And I said, "Well, have a look at these then. Tell me where the mark is." And they're like, "I can't see anything." And I'm like, "There." And they're like, "Oh." And I said, "Have a look." And it's there as well. And there, and there, and there. So it's always been there. You've never spotted it, because people have to have it pointed out to them sometimes. It's kind of like these people who look at some of these designs that have happened this year, and I've uploaded footage and people have commented saying, "This is amazing. I don't think there's any way people could have done this," which is why I did the video earlier on this evening. It's like, well, actually, have you stopped and really taken a close look at what's going on here? Because this is not some of this stuff, like at least 50% of it out of the 6 that have appeared this year, which is not a fantastic number. At least 50% of it is really quite poor, but looks great from a distance. And yeah,
Culture of Critique is asking, "What's the most impressive crop circle you've ever seen?"
well, I think the alien face, those types of bitmap stuff is incredibly hard to do. And I think I may have an idea that the aliens that made it, if you know what I mean. Um,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't like to go to those lengths, to be honest, when making a circle, because it would be quite hard, to do. I prefer to do things where you can end up making a mistake and people wouldn't probably notice. You can kind of just, erase that mistake or change the design a little bit. But some of these very complicated things, there's not a lot of room for error. So, like
I'm
the
just
bitmap stuff, which ugh, I take my hats off to them, but yeah, too much
Yeah.
work for me. That
And, just think, I mean, that canvas is huge. I mean, that's a and to weed your way and to be, it's very, very meticulous, man. I mean, making them.
I mean, the hardest part about making a crop circle is laying it out, getting the angles right, the lines right.
Mhm.
Everything's got to be right, and then flattening it at the end. I mean, yes, they can be over a large distance and quite large, but I mean, it's setting it out correctly. You should really be spending as much time on laying it out as you do on flattening it. So
Yeah, yeah, I'd love to. Like I said, I mean, there's really nowhere around here I can really do something like that anyhow, but, uh, yeah, that'd be really cool. And again, I mean, the phenomena isn't quite as popular over here, like here in Canada. I mean, in the US it is, but not quite like it is over there, or it was over there in the UK, whatever. But I mean, it's still nonetheless, it's a really, really intriguing, you know, I guess, aspect of what most people would consider, I guess, highly mysterious or highly strange or paranormal or whatever. But like you said, Matt, even though a majority of these are made by people, there's still that unknown, that kind of unknown factor that kind of drives people to create these, right? During the creation, there's some sort of energy that some people, including yourself, that have kind of experienced while making these circles.
Yeah, I mean, without going into it, you know, in great detail here because I've done
Yeah,
it so many
yeah,
times, so I don't
yeah,
want to, you
yeah.
know, and go and watch Circle Makers TV
Hmm.
on YouTube if you want more details about the paranormal stuff, because I'm definitely a believer in it. But you know, paranormal things manifest around crop circles, and they affect the humans making them, as well as the people who visit them afterwards. So that is a good thing, you know, because people are responding to a calling to go out and make these things, and there are weird things happening, and it's all about waking people up, you know, opening people's eyes. And if they don't know that people are making them, generally people don't want to know. You know, there's kind of a resistance there. I think if people have two plates in front of them, and one of them is people make them and the other one is aliens make them, they push that human one off to the side and they just start chomping on the alien stuff, and then they never look at that other plate. You know, it's kind of, it just doesn't exist, pretend it's not there. So yeah, that's what people want, you know, that's what people have made it. You know, humans didn't tell people they had to believe it was aliens or something weird. That was down to people, you know, and researchers. You know, they wanted to think that that's what they want to think. That's what they're going to think. You know, that's nothing to do with the circle makers having, you know, forced their hand.
Hmm.
They were off researching their own thing and didn't speak to circle makers, and they came up with that all by themselves.
I mean, that's always the first avenue. I mean, if people don't, think this is highly unknown, it can't be human. There's absolutely no way humans could be involved with something like this.
Yeah, well, there's a want to believe, you know, like
Mm,
the X-Files, you
yep.
know, I want to believe, you know, you don't find many people who sort of say, I don't want to believe, you know, maybe
Mm,
there are some of those out there as well. You know, I do not want to believe in this stuff, you know, perhaps atheist-minded people, or, you know, closed-minded people will be like, you know, I'm not interested in this because I think it's probably people, and they don't give it a second thought and wouldn't even believe the stuff that I'm coming out with, you know, and they just go nope to all of it. You know, it's all rubbish, it's all nonsense. But you know, at least for those that want to know the truth, I think it's nice that, you know, many people over the years have come forward and actually talked about what they're doing. And you know, I just wanted to document on Circle Makers TV the fact that many people who are doing it are actually doing it because of paranormal experiences themselves, or wanting to sort of, you know, make this available for people to have weird experiences in, you know, which is what it does. It opens up that space for people to have those strange experiences.
like quite possibly a form of communication that we don't know.
Well, certainly
And
telepathy
yeah.
between the human circle makers who picked up on ideas that people have been meditating on. I mean, it
Mhm.
asks the question, well, you know, am I getting this directly from that person who's meditating on it, or am I getting this from above? You know, are we all getting it from somewhere else or some other dimension or something? These ideas coming through. Um, that's fascinating. And I
Mm,
mean, when you've had enough examples of that manifesting, you know, when you do the design and people have said, "Oh, look, we were out there, you know, asking for this design, and you've come and done it," you know, and then you say, "Well, you know, maybe you projected that into my head, or maybe something else was broadcasting that it
mm.
wanted this design, you know, and you're thinking it's your meditation, your design, and I'm thinking it's my design. I've designed it on paper, you know, we're all thinking it's ours. Maybe it's come from somewhere else." And that
Kinda
happens.
I mean, it's almost like, automatic writing, where you feel that something is taking you and using you as a tool to, and controlling your thoughts into writing out something that you're like, "Wait a sec," or, possession, if you will, and all of a sudden you're speaking a different language, like, "Wait a sec, you didn't, what the hell?" It may be the same with, making the crop circles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've certainly had paranormal experiences in them
Mm,
ourselves whilst making them as well. So it kind of lends me towards this idea that, if it was just telepathy, it wouldn't be this paranormal stuff as well.
mm,
So if I was just picking up the idea that somebody wanted me to make a crop circle, then you know, maybe on a one-off occasion that might be the case, but you know, having strange time shifts, asking it to stop raining and it stops raining and it's raining outside the circle but not in the circle, and then these weird things where people can't they're not able to see us making the circle even though we're doing it quite close to where they are, and they can't see us, can't hear us. Seems like there's some level of protection going on for us to
mm.
do it. Seeing black figures that have disappeared, when we're making them, it makes you feel like there's something there which is more than just a human to human mind thing going on. There's
Yeah.
definitely more going on, and it's the closest I've ever interfaced with something paranormal. It's the closest I've come. I've done lots of sky watching on hills, and
Mhm,
I've seen things, but I mean, making crop circles, the level of intensity of things that have happened is much higher making crop circles than I've ever had, visiting a haunted house or, clairvoyance, going to spiritualist churches, all of which I do believe in. But I
mhm,
mean, the intensity of the experiences is just much more, well, as the term says, phenomenal
mhm.
in crop circles than it is in anything else. And that's why I've always said to people, if you want to find out the truth, go and try making them and do it with a framework like we've done it, and you know, see what happens. I've seen some I've seen some bad things happen to people who've tried to kind of get too cocky with the energy that they kind of
Yeah.
it seems to be around it, and they've taken it as an ego thing, like it's all about them and they're special, and they've tapped into some sort of like energy and took it down a bit of a dark avenue, like as if they were in touch with some sort of like evil spirits or whatever. And if we feed the spirits, then it's gonna become much more. And I'm like thinking that's not going to end well, and it didn't.
Mhm.
These people had some pretty. They had a bit of a bad energy around them, and yeah, eventually kind of got ejected out of the subject and left the area. It's kind of
Yeah.
things weren't working out for them. So, but
Wow.
so don't do it with anything other than this is good for people. This is make this for people to experience positive things in. Make it that your intention when you're doing it. I think is important. Otherwise, it could backfire if you're trying to sort of use energies and magic and things like that, to kind of control it, yourself. I think that would not work out well.
No, no, yeah, it would definitely backfire on a lot of people, that's for sure. They think they've got control of something like that. Oh, yeah. It's yeah, at crop circles, the it's you look at I guess when things kind of heightened or reach their sort of peak, if you will, in terms of not only the paranormal, but I mean, ufology and the wanting to know the truth. I guess when shows like the X Files broke and really brought it to a mass popularity, and people are like, oh wow, I want to know more about this, and into the early 2000s, and things kind of okay, well, like you have all these TV shows and everything else, and I mean, do you think that that sort of wave of interest ruined or killed the way we look at the paranormal, like the sort of the grassroots sort of uh area of it? Like, I mean, it just seems to be so watered down now, so it's like people don't seem to be interested in wanting to really provide answers. It's more like, no, I just I just want to gain monetary, value or whatever. I don't really care about evidence or what people think. I just, the heck with that.
Yeah, you want to clean your
Oh.
webcam, by the way.
Oh my
Something
god.
just flew on
I
it.
know I just hold
It's
on.
a spat in this camera.
Hold
It's a
on.
spat. Sorry, dude.
That's okay.
It only happened in the last like 2 seconds, which is why I told you.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's hilarious. There you go.
There we
All
go.
right.
Right.
Better.
Forget that happened.
That's
That
hilarious.
didn't happen.
Enjoying my beer. That's what it is, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's nice that there's so many programs out there, and
Yeah.
TV shows and things that deal with this. But I think that there's always tending to be kind of like a tongue in cheek with the way that the mass media deal with this stuff, and they don't always seem to be interested in doing long term investigations, which really go into depth, follow things through. I think the closest we've got to something that you could consider longer depth would be like Skinwalker Ranch. That was actually not too bad.
Hmm.
Um, I I I think they could have done more with that program, to
Yeah.
be perfectly honest. But what they did do was quite interesting. They were trying to do their stuff, and they got some interesting reactions. Now there should be more stuff like that going on out there. It shouldn't just be one thing, Skinwalker Ranch. There should be more stuff to do with like ghosts and paranormal things. It shouldn't just be one TV show that goes into investigating over a long period of time, like a couple of years. And I suppose the only other program you'd say it's not paranormal is like these Oak Island, the
Yeah. Oak
Money
Island.
Pit. Yeah, that's about the only other thing that's kind of
Oak Island.
delved into this stuff over a longer period of time. But with a lot of there's loads of programs out there which will deal with things over like a couple of years, looking into people or a subject matter. When it comes to the paranormal, they just want to come along and just have a few talking heads and then skip through it. Just skip along and don't get in too deep. Don't do any scientific research. Don't you know?
There is a ranch, I think, a ranch or an area not too far from Skinwalker Ranch, actually, that there is another program. What was it called? Frog Island, or not Frog Island, Frog something. And apparently, this is just over from um, Skinwalker Ranch. It's not too far from there. And apparently, they have a lot of weird, interesting stuff. I haven't really been following it, but apparently it's just as weird as a Skinwalker Ranch. And again, they've kind of got the same sort of scenario where they're following just what's going on in, with this particular place, and not veering off into other places. I find it really fascinating that, exactly, that, if you stick to one location that has a lot happening, or there's so many stories linked to it, that if that's the case, then why wouldn't you want to stick with it? Because, I mean, obviously something must be going on, and what?
Yeah, I mean, even that there's some documented stories from Skinwalker Ranch which never made it into the show, which was a bit of a shame. It's yeah, it's what they have that television format which really cheeses me off as well. It's kind of like they repeat everything in the first bit, then they repeat it in the second, then they repeat it in the third. It's like, like you haven't got enough of a brain to be able to hold it all in at once. You've got to be reminded what happened earlier and re-reminded what happened and re-reminded towards the end. And it's like, mm,
Yeah, Sir Spookfest. The Curse of Blind Frog Ranch is the name of that show.
mm.
And I think it's in its first season or second season. I don't know. There's one or two seasons so far, and again, it's the same kind of scenario as Skinwalker. It's not far. Apparently, not far from the Skinwalker Ranch. So some
Yeah.
they're old, yeah, mines and tunnels that they're exploring and finding all sorts of weird shit. I don't know, but hey, it's it's like why don't they do something like for instance what is it over there with um oh god, was it Wiltshire there where they had or where did they have that major UFO incident?
Well, there's the Warminster thing,
The warm
and
Yeah,
there was the West Wales, the Welsh Triangle.
not the Welsh Triangle. I
There's
think it's the first one that you mentioned.
the Warminster thing.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of sightings over Warminster, really. I mean,
Oh, really?
Steve Wills, who I'm not sure if he's in the chat, but I mean, he knows a lot about the early stuff that went on over there. But
Yeah.
it's not the hot spot that it used to be. People
Oh,
were
really?
seeing things back in the day. Yeah, not so many sightings over there. I mean, I've been over doing sky watches over there. I've never seen anything, but then sky watches, you're very lucky if you do see anything. You know, so yeah, I've had more sightings of weird stuff in and around where we made the crop circles near the barge in Honey Street, Alton Barnes area. I had quite a few weird sightings of things there. Seen those strange figures on the hill. Um, Seen the ball of light being chased by a helicopter, and then it went up into a big saucer. It was the size of a whole village, and then that shot up in the sky, and had the sighting of the light that kept on getting bigger and bigger in my rear mirror. So I was
Yeah.
looking in the mirror and got out the car, and this thing just, got so large in the sky, and then blink, and it would gone, and we were just standing there in the dark, like, what the hell just happened? And why weren't my eyes affected by this big light that was in front of us in the sky? It was a weird, and I've had many experiences in that area, many, not so many in other places that I've been to. I mean, I once had this guy showing me a UFO activation device that he made, and it looked like it was made of silver foil. And he said, oh yeah, the aliens told me to make this, and it helps them to come through. And I was like, didn't take this guy very seriously. It was in London, and I had my night vision, and I could see like a flashing light on the top of it. And I said, oh, you got a light on top of that? And he was like, no. And looking, and there was no light, but through the night vision you could see a flashing light, and this little light took off and flew off. you know so there's not many places I've gone to do an investigation where I've actually had something happen at that place, apart from Wiltshire. This is the place where I've had more stuff happen to me than anywhere else, so certainly where I would put my pin in the map as a hotspot area. But yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of places that are well known, especially with, UFO lore, if you will, um, have only really had, maybe the initial incident happening and then never really anything happening afterwards or beforehand. And why do you think that is?
Might just be that at that particular time that these strange things were choosing to manifest. It could be that there's some sort of energy flow which moves around the globe and moves around areas and sort of happens to kind of meet and causes things to happen at a certain time. And that may ebb and flow, it may sort of
Mm.
go up in power and go down in power. Who knows? Um,
Yeah.
there's a guy called well, I forget his name anyway. He's a doctor of aeronautics, and I
Mhm.
think he did graphs of peaks in activity, and he showed that there was like it was a constant spiking over time.
Yeah.
So I can't remember his name now, but yeah. So there might be something to this, that it's not always there. It's something that comes at certain times, and there's certain energies, perhaps, or maybe flaps happen in peaks.
I find too now, that, a lot of phenomenon really, I find that, a lot of the classic, but a lot of the flap, and then a lot of the phenomenon, across the board happened, a long time ago, and it has happened up to a certain point, and it just seems like you don't really get that sort of, that one thing that kind of go, wow, okay, that is really cool. You have, your Roswell incident. You have, all these different incidents that happened years ago. Um, the Mothman thing in Point Pleasant, all these things and of course you hear about all these different sightings of Mothman and here and there, but are they really legit, the Point Pleasant sort of thing? And you look at that and you go, look at all the things that happened around the sightings, in that particular town. So much stuff happened, and then it just stopped, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's really weird, because now, yeah, you have all this flap. Well, yeah, I had a Mothman sighting here in Chicago by O'Hare Airport, or over here. I mean, just how legit are they really? I mean, to me, they just seem like, it's. I don't know if I don't know the validity of a lot of these sightings, other than there might have been a personal experience and they just didn't know what they saw, and it could have been very explainable.
yeah. I mean, the trouble with personal sightings is that you've got to take the person on their face value. You have to kind of, how good a judge of things are they? How much time do they spend out at night seeing things in the dark, and have they been consistently right, in the way they describe these things in other areas? Because a lot of people, it's like a fish out of water. I mean,
Mhm.
people don't generally have weird experiences. So when they have the occasional one, how is it going to affect them mentally, and are they going to be reporting it as accurately as they could, by the fact that they may be excited, or sorry, just stop my TV going to sleep.
Mm,
Um, yeah, how good are they going to be under pressure? Because a lot of
mm,
people get very excited. I mean, I've had a lot of people send me footage of it's a UFO and it's darting around the sky, and I show them, well, it's not, because there's a star and it's kind of moving like a plane,
mm,
and when you zoom in on it, you can see like flashing lights on it. So, say, well, it's probably a plane. And they said, yeah, but it was darting around the sky. And then you have to explain to them then that there's a thing that your eyes do at night when your both eyes don't focus on the same thing. Eyes will kind of move around, and one eye takes dominance.
yeah,
So, an object will appear to be there. This eye will refocus on it and move around, and then it will lock on, and then it might take dominance, and then that one will disappear, and this one will reappear. But your brain shows it like as if it's zipped. That's the
yeah,
way your brain kind of relates that, and one eye moving, the thing, it takes dominance, the thing zips, and it zips, and it zips, and it's your eyes are going like this, both
mm,
eyes. And the way to be sure that I've seen it myself. I mean, we were out one night, and people were saying, can you see that light up there? It's zipping around, and I'm like, oh, cool, cool. And I was kind of seeing it myself. I was going, yeah, it is moving around, isn't it? It is moving around. Set up a camera, pointed it at it,
mhm,
absolutely static, didn't move around at all. We're all seeing it moving around because our eyes are going like this,
mm,
and it's a common thing. So, they do say humans are not very good as witnesses to these sorts of paranormal events. Um, but then again, some people who've been doing it for long enough, they know the sorts of failings of the eyes and the senses, and you can kind of say, well, how well is the person trained in this stuff, and how comfortable are they? Are they freaking out? Are they seeing it correctly, or are they kind of is their brain adding stuff to it, or
Mhm.
wishful thinking? So
Yeah.
it's hard with witnesses. It's hard to kind of know what to take. I've always said, at the end of the day, you just take a witness's statement, you try to give them advice on what it could be, but at the end of the day, what it is what it is, is what if they want to believe it's alien and something else, then that's their story,
Mm.
Who are we beyond a certain point to kind of go denouncing that? It's if we haven't got a very clear explanation of why they're wrong, then I think some things just have to stand on the witness testimony. So
And that's the thing with the paranormal and all this. I mean, how you can't say they're wrong other than you can't prove them wrong because you don't know, you don't have the proof. I mean, you don't have the understanding of it, right? So I mean, just like them trying to prove it, you can't disprove it.
yeah,
And yeah, it's a tricky slope. It's like, as I put it, it's the Wild West, and you can manipulate it, you know?
yeah. I mean, I've tried to work with people in the past who are saying I'm having regular experiences, and I said, "Well, I'll give you a camera, and just try and capture it then." And then
Mhm.
they go off the boil after that, and they're like,
Mm.
"Oh yeah, I never bothered with the camera, I never turned it on." And so, well, I'll have it back then. Thank you very much. I've had experiences like that where you try to give people an opportunity to go to the next stage, beyond a story and actually capturing something which would then lend itself more to their story and add to it, and you get these weird reactions from people sometimes when you offer to kind of go down that road. Um, yeah, not all, but some. You know, I wish more people would do things with crop circle research. To be honest, I wish there would be more scientific teams wanted to go out there and test the fields. That see what's going on.
See, I would
And
love to do that. I mean, if that was a thing here, I would love to do that. I would love to go out and see what's going on and test and experiment and everything else and try to figure out what's going on and that sort of thing. I think that'd be great,
yeah,
you know?
I've managed to take a few people out, but you can count on this hand how many people wanted to take it seriously from a scientific sort of point of view.
Next year, Matt, then you'll have to take me out because we are planning to come there next year. We're definitely planning to come out there probably in October of
Yeah.
next year. So, um, it's called saving up. It's pretty expensive, man. It's really expensive. I was looking at places. I'm like, yeah, the flights aren't too bad, but holy crap, the exchange is like, oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's great for you guys coming over here, but going there, holy shit, knock off half.
Yeah.
50 cents on the dollar. Oh, it's insane. But like you, Matt, with all this, I want to believe. I want to believe that there is, and I do believe. I do believe that there's something going on. We just, can't explain it. Obviously, we just can't yet.
I mean, the trouble is, I mean, we all know. I think if people who've experienced things know something is going on, but it's proving it. I mean, I've got all my stories of weird experiences, and they're stories. Um, I've got, but the closest thing I've got to catching things on film
Mhm.
was seeing the helicopter that was chasing the ball of light, and it came over us. It was fully armed, and
Yeah.
and it sort of it wasn't happy with us shining the lights at it and buggered off. But you know, the story as it carries on is just a story. The ball of light went up into this craft and zipped off, and the most of the things I've experienced, there's no capturing that. I mean, like if I was having weird experiences regularly in this
Mhm.
house, I would set up a camera on time lapse, to
Yeah,
try and capture things.
yeah.
That's what I would do. I would do it. But yeah, a lot of people, it's they just have these occasional experiences, and then it's just stories. It's just, I think we should take it seriously based
Mhm,
on the stories, because it
mhm,
does point in a direction. But yeah, proof is a very awkward commodity when it comes to the
mm.
paranormal.
I think, ultimately it is definitely, based on the person too who is because I mean, you look at their, you look at them and, and people will judge their character and say, "Well, this guy, I don't think he's been known to talk shit or whatever." And but, some people when they
Yeah, who
tell you
believe this guy? He makes
yeah.
great hoaxes, crop circles. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's thank you, B. Hey, how are you? And thank you for popping in. Yeah, it's hey Neil, how are you? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And what I'll do, man, is I'll open this up. I mean, why not? We'll open this up if anybody wants to come up and join us. You're more than welcome. Alex is probably going to pop in too in a bit, and you never know. I invited Jackie too, so I mean, if Jackie, I think Jackie says she's busy though. She's very, very busy packing insects
Oh,
up.
yeah. Very important work, that.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I mean, what were you? Let me ask you. Like, I mean, were you a fan of the X Files when that came out?
Oh, big time, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was out in the States. I'd watched episode 1, went
Yeah.
to Area 51 on a trip, and
Mhm.
was out there exploring that, and came back and watched episode 2 of The X-Files, which was about Fox Mulder went to
Mhm.
basically Area 51
Yeah.
and did and saw a triangle there, and, things happened to him, and I was like, "I can't believe I've just been doing this, and it's on the X-Files, it's on this TV show." And yeah, the X-Files blossomed into a
Awesome
really good
show.
show. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was great how it was able to intertwine, just like, sort of single episode topics and have that underlining story underneath that flourished, the whole government cover up, the hybrids and that whole scenario. I think that was I think the meat and bones of that show. Right? Oh, speak of the devil, look who's with us here. Hey,
I don't
Jackie.
hear anything. Why do I hear
Uh-oh.
nothing?
She can't hear anything.
That's very bizarre.
Jackie, can you hear us?
We could hear you, Jackie,
It's
but
on
we
and I've not changed it, so that is very, very bizarre.
change
Why is
your
that?
audio out to she can't hear us anyway.
No, she
Why am
can't.
I tell her how to do
Is
it? She
is
can't
that
hear me.
crickets we're hearing? I think that's crickets
Oh,
we're hearing.
she's gotta put it through this mic, because it's like
Yeah.
claws down a chalkboard, isn't it?
uh, uh, but yeah, it was. I think that I mean, what was your favorite part of that whole show? I mean, that mine was always the underlining story, the underlining storyline. I think that was my favorite part.
Yeah, the bit about the aliens, and his daughter, so not his daughter, his sister got
Sister,
abducted
yeah,
by aliens, and um, he was looking for her, looking for answers on it, and the smoking man was always there trying to screw things up, and then there was Deep Throat, and he was
yeah,
sort of.
deep throat, yeah,
It seemed like he was trying to get him to kind of get evidence, but then Fox Mulder always felt that he was being thrown like dodgy things, like they were
yeah,
trying to screw with him, like
hmm
mess him up, send him down the wrong avenue.
yeah,
And and Deep Throat would always go like, "Hey, I can't give you this, but I would go to this place and look at this thing," and then he would always chastise him after. He'd be like, "I never told you to do that. I can have nothing to do with you from this point onwards because you are behaving the way you are." And it's like, well, you the fucker who told me to go do it in the first place, like, you know.
It's funny because I have the Blu-ray box set, right,
Mm.
with everything in it, even the up to dated, episodes that were okay, but I find myself still watching it on internet TV. Uh-oh.
It's not working through me headset. And I don't know why I've not changed anything. Gonna go through the bloody window. In the arse thing. Well, I know, I just come straight on because I've not changed anything on it. No, not as simple as that, is it?
Maybe
So I'm
the
just gonna have a quick
insects,
look behind this tower now.
maybe the
I'm not-
insects bit through her wires.
Have
Can
they
you hear
balls?
us?
Have they balls? I'm just gonna check it now. See what the
Can you
frick's going-
hear us though?
Yeah, I can hear you,
Oh, okay.
but I want to. I know Monas will start going, well, you should be using your headphones, but it's not working. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, the lone gunmen were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
You go into your cog setting and then change your output to
I'll
the
try it.
different headphone out.
I'll try it again. Hang on while I'm on there. Where the frick are we? Oh, there they are. Duh. Have a look. Camera, audio, visual effects. No.
The microphone under audio should be set to the. That's gone quiet. That went quiet.
All right. The frick?
I don't know whether it's just the crickets going quiet when we speak or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't done anything to them. Right, let's try this one. No, I hear frig all.
Yeah,
Try that one.
there's phenomena going
Nothing.
on.
Come on, do as you told me. Okay,
just try the microphone one. Just try the microphone one without the ear thing and see if you can get the microphone working, and you can still wear the headphones.
All right, okay. Let's have a look.
At least you won't have all the room noise, which is those crickets are bloody loud.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's the black crickets. They're the noisiest.
Yeah.
They are the worst ones.
They're possessed.
Right.
Not make any difference.
No,
Yeah, try that.
yeah.
Yeah, try that. Try tap the mic on the end of the headphones.
Like this.
There
That's
we
it,
go.
yeah.
There we
Now
go.
that's working now.
Yeah.
So
But the thing is, I can hear the sound though coming through the computer.
yeah, right. Well, I'll tell you stage 2 now. Now you got
Go
the
on.
mic working, right? Well, stage 2 is down by your clock. Click on the thing for the speaker.
Yeah.
Right, me
And to
the
the-
clock, and that's the thing. That's it. Oh
Click
yeah.
on the thing for the speaker, and then where it says sound output, there's a to the right. You know, you've got a slider on the right hand side.
Yeah.
There's a little button. Click
Yeah.
that, and you can select which output which goes where.
Oh,
So
right,
select
okay.
that to the headphones.
Well, I've only got 2, so
Try the other one then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's no bloody right. I'm on the slider. What
To the right of the slider.
Right. Oh no, I'm not getting
Sounds like a song. To the right of the slider.
Yeah.
Oh shit, hang on. Open sound settings, that's the one, isn't it?
Should be sound. It's select a sound output. It says on mine.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Right, let's try. There's only 2. Try this.
Try the other one.
No,
So
bloody word.
No.
No, it's going back through the camera now. What the frick? Oh, hang on. I think I might have found something. Try this one.
Hello?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
we
5.
go.
No, it's still going through me computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now.
Well, you can still use the microphone and just pull the headphones back so you can hear us through your ears if you want.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just leave it there. Ugh. Don't know why the flip it's doing that. It's stupid. I give up. Simple as that. Simple as that. I don't see why, because I've not changed anything. It is very bizarre. Very bizarre.
And there's no switches on your headphone.
No, there's
lead.
no dial or anything. Nothing's been changed from the last time I used them. I just took them off and just left them on top of my tower. And that's it. They've been just left there. So it's not like I've sat on them or anything, because I just leave them out of the way. So there's no chance of them getting
well,
knocked.
they must be plugged in because she's using the mic. She used the mic. The mic's fine.
Yeah. Do you want? I'll share you my screen for a second so you can show. I'll show what I would do if it was me at this end.
Just keep this close instead. Hang on a minute.
There we are. Right down on the right-hand side. Yeah. You got your volume slider.
Yeah, I know about that one.
And then you push this button to the right of it, and then you get your output device, and you select the other options there, and then that should make it come out of another device, which hopefully would be your headphones. So
yeah, I've been clicking on that, right-clicking on that, and it didn't bring up all the options. Oh, here we go. Right, open, save sound settings. So it'd be that, wouldn't it? Or so
you don't use right button. You don't use right button. You click left button on the headphone thing, and left button on this button that's on the right-hand side. It's left button.
Yeah. Oh, that one, yeah. I just see that slider. Oh, what it's got is two things, and it says speakers, high definition audio device, and speakers, high definition audio device. That's all it says.
Yeah, and you've tried the other one that is there, the one, the other device.
Yeah, I've tried them both. Let me just try it again. Any difference?
Well, you're going to be the one who.
Yeah,
So here you come. Oh, hear you through the computer. There's no difference. What the
strange.
Fuck? Never mind. Well,
that bloody ghost in the machine.
Very, very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are plugged in. B. I checked them, plugged in round the back. They're in. They're not like partially out. It's just. So that's bizarre. Very.
Are they USB or 3.5? So are they a plug or USB?
In the USB, yeah.
Weird.
So they used the little adapter that came with it, so I don't frigging know, because they're brand new. Because these will be the only second time I've used them. Last time I used them was on my live.
Yeah, but we talked about this, and we one of them is a microphone jack that you plug in.
Yeah. You have the splitter, yeah. So they're all into that. Yeah, that's sorted. It's been done now.
No, you're not plugging the headphones into the USB side, are you?
No, because they all went through. No.
You should have two jacks going into two things in the back, and then the USB is probably just powering the lights on the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So
anyway.
it's plugged in the right place. Because like I said, I've changed absolutely nothing, so I don't know what the frig's gone wrong.
Well, the thing is, before you come on next time, run a YouTube video and make sure you can hear it coming out the headphones and play with all your settings and get it, and then you can come on then.
Yeah, well, never mind. It's always next time. I'll probably just do it before when I finish, because I'm only going to be on here for about an hour, because I'm going to make up a load of boxes because people are buying stuff off me. So, there's them things that you do.
Yeah. Fredo Frog says try unplugging and reinserting the plug. That is a possibility, because when you turn the machine off, it may have forgotten that you've got.
I put it on sleep mode.
No, yeah, it can still power it down. It's but sometimes when you plug a plug in, it says to you, "What is this? What would you like me to be?" And you say like headphones, and when you plug it in, but it only happens when you plug it in. Some are a bit weird like that.
Well, it'd be all your fault because you chose this machine, if you remember right enough. So I'll blame you.
What's going on, dude?
You right, mate?
Boy,
Yeah, what's going on, buddy?
oh, the usual.
The usual. We're just cheers, man. We're just giving a what is it
Tutorial.
a tutorial on how to use a mic.
Tutorial.
So we don't have to listen to these bloody crickets.
Oh.
Noise cancellation.
I'll just send them to you. No.
Hi, Alex. How you doing, mate?
Tired.
Tired?
Tired.
Have you been doing the workies?
I've been taking care of a 4-year-old.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It's the other way around, Alex. Come on.
Yeah,
the 4-year-old
she's
should
been
take
taking
care
care
of
of me.
you.
That's right. Won't be too long then where she'll have to be doing that.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta change Daddy's diaper. Hold on a sec.
Yeah. That's scary.
It is scary. We're getting to that age. What the hell? Oh. Yeah, it's
If it's good for the president of the United States, it's good enough for me. Oops, did I say that? I'm sorry.
Well, at least you're not Elon Musk popping them out all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to tie a fucking knot in it.
So do you have names for all the crickets?
Do I have balls to get fed to things? I usually pick it up and say, right, come here, dinner.
Get over here, dinner.
Dinner for
Come
something.
here. Get over here, dinner.
Dinner, yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's Alex. I'm going to go with it.
Right.
Alex is serenading to your crickets.
Yeah.
It's the black crickets, the little shits. I don't like the black crickets, but it's the only what he had a couple of weeks ago. And obviously they're still alive because I feed them to keep them alive. So but I've been feeding them to my scorpions. So I'm like, I just laugh at them when they get hit by the stinger. So it's quite funny. But the thing with the
do they not drive you crazy though? Like the crickets, do they not drive you crazy, like insane?
No, not really, because I don't have to listen to them upstairs.
Oh,
These are downstairs. I'm not that bloody stupid. I wouldn't have them in the same room, so I don't have to tolerate them that long.
wait a sec. How did the crickets get up here? Oh.
Yeah. Oh no! If anything did get out, the cats were just having a party.
So the cats are well fed then too.
Oh God, that wouldn't believe feed anything. What size are them?
It's
I don't keep them, Fredo. They get fed to something. They get fed to scorpions. The black crickets and the brown crickets get fed to both my geckos and my white tree frogs. So yeah. So I just get extra and just keep topping them up. But it's the odd times he sends for a delivery and they send them the wrong stuff. So I just make sure I'm a bit in front with them. So if there is a week that everything orders all fuck up, it's like, well, at least I've got something to tide me over. It's just more common sense, really.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I managed, like today I go, you know what? Speaking of insects, I mean, I literally had to like cake myself in DEET today because I was going deep into the bush. I went to two locations, two places of ruins. And one of them,
you should have trimmed the bush before you went in.
Yeah, trust me. Darnley Mill, the old Darnley Mill grist mill is like covered now. It's just insane. I mean, you guys over there don't have problems with ticks, right?
Yeah.
You do?
Everywhere.
Really?
God, yeah, there's ticks in the UK. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, they're bad here, man. So bad. So bad. It's just
I think
insane.
they're worse in the United States than
Yeah,
we get
you
over
Yeah,
here.
they're really bad here on the East Coast. It's just absolutely horrendous.
The place where they say Lyme disease came from is named after the place Lyme, isn't it?
Limes,
Which
what is
is
it? Limes Bay or something? Limes,
yeah,
something like
it's
that.
United States
Yeah.
exported its death all over the world.
Well, and of course, there's or conspiracy behind the actual thing that it was engineered, right? I mean, that's one of the things that it was engineered to
That's every
cleanse the
disease.
cleanse the population.
Yeah, every disease is engineered.
Well, if you want to look at it that way, I mean, if hey, look, if we did come up from another planet, or we have our makers engineered us years ago, who knows?
How much did you have to drink?
I've only had one, sir. I
That's
can't.
it?
That's it. That's all I can.
You
That's
in
not
work
good enough.
tomorrow or something?
Huh?
You're only having one drink because you're in work.
No, I wish that was all.
He's trying to be a good boy.
I have to drink cranberry juice afterwards. I actually just take a fucking pill, man. I can't. I don't know how you do it, Matt. That cranberry juice is just so too tart and bitter for me. Oh,
Yeah, I do like extremely bitter things, though. Like those sweets, like super sour jawbreakers and things like that. That sort of like make you wince when you put them in your mouth.
yeah, yeah.
Nothing wrong with cranberries. Cranberries are nice.
There's nothing worse than a packet of crisps that says like "Fiery Hot," and you taste them, and it's just like the strength of cheese and onion crisps. And you're like, what? Yeah. So when something says bitter, I want it to be extremely bitter.
Yeah. So do you put any bitter in your beer?
No.
Well, bitter's meant to be bitter.
Yeah.
I don't know why they call it bitter, because it's not really bitter, is it?
No.
It's not
You're
actually
talking about the red
bitter.
stuff? You're talking about the red stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bitter. Yeah, bitters.
I got some in my
Like
liquor cabinet.
Tangy, like bitter, like sour stuff, is it? It's not. Well, why do they call it bitter?
Bizarre.
You should call it salty shit slush. Really, that's what you should call it.
Salty shit. What's that drink over there? I think it's what's the name of it? It's it comes in a bottle. What the heck's the name of it? Oh, and it's supposed to be really raunchy. It's an alcoholic drink.
Out of where? Out
of the UK.
Narrowing it down, it's a bottle and it's
No,
drink.
I think it's made by monks or something. Over there.
Buckfast.
Yeah,
Buckfast wine.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, Lynx. Yeah.
It's actually made in Andover.
Andover.
Yeah, I know somebody used to work in the factory there.
How is that? You ever tried that?
I've never actually tried it. No.
No.
No,
No,
just
it's fortified wine. It's like it's artificial. It's not. It's just wine with stuff added to it.
Apparently, it's got a horrible taste to it.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah, it's chemically, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really like wines, to be honest.
Neither do I. I'm not a wine person.
I find them a bit dry, and they usually end up giving me bad hangover.
Alex, you must be a wine person.
I drink it, but I'm not. I don't go out of my way to have it.
You don't squish the grapes?
No.
We passed by your favorite place yesterday.
Which place is that?
40 Creek.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Nice.
40 Creek. We passed by it.
Nice.
40 Creek. 40 Creek.
What's it? A bar?
No,
It's
it's
a distillery.
yeah, it's whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Cool.
good whiskey. If you like whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't mind whiskey. I don't drink whiskey as much as I used to. I used to drink it all the time, but I haven't really drank it. I mean, I'll drink bourbon more than I'll drink whiskey. You know, I like bourbon.
Yeah. I don't mind whiskey with a bit of Coke in it. Coke and ice cubes, you know. But
Nice.
neat, it's a little bit sort of like you can drink it, but it's a bit ha ha ha.
Well, you drink yours with ice, don't you, Alex?
No. Straight.
You just straight?
Straight
You know,
better. You don't want it diluted.
No, I mean, but
No.
some people like to put a little bit of ice in it.
No, I prefer it straight. It's very if you to Jackie's point, if you put ice in, if you don't drink it quickly enough, it's gonna get diluted.
Well, that's the thing. And I mean, a lot of whiskey too. It's nice to drink at room temperature, anyways.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't want it too cold or whatever. I mean, it's just nice. Like bourbon, it's just perfect at room temperature.
It burns. It burns more when it's room temperature. I find. When it's too cold, it almost defeats the purpose.
I mean, what's the most horrible thing that you've drank alcohol wise?
Me?
Any of you?
Oh fuck. There's this Italian drink called Centerbe. It is fucking gross, man.
And what is that?
It's just it's an herbal liqueur,
Yeah.
and it's just got the nastiest taste. Shit. I tried it
It's like
once.
aniseed sort of taste, is it?
Even worse.
Ugh.
Even worse because it's got a combination of a lot of different like. I'll see if let me bring it up. See if I can find it.
You gonna give us a taste test?
Oh fuck no.
Raw cocoa, yeah, as bitter as it is. Raw cocoa. Ooh.
It's a liqueur made of aromatic herbs commonly found in Mount Magella. It is a typical Abruzzese liquor in central Italy. That's where Lisa's from, and is made on a base of 70% alcohol. The liqueur comes in two strengths: strong and mild. The strong Centerbe is widely used as a digestive after meals, and has an antiseptic properties. It was originally manufactured in Beniamino Toro. Where's this? 150 proof, 60 to 150 proof.
Yeah, that's going to be quite bitey, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. If you get the authentic version, because you can get the stuff. I don't know if you can find it here, but you can get them at wherever you buy liquor. And it's the tamed down version. But if you get the actual authentic shit, it's very nasty. I tried it and it's like, ugh.
I think the nastiest sort of drink I've had is like Tennant's Super.
Oh,
Ooh.
and there's another one that it just tastes like tar.
Yeah, it doesn't taste
Vile.
like a drink that you'd want to drink. It's got a necessity. Well, it's a necessity for some people because they like to get drunk really quickly, and they reckon that if you neck Tennant Super, it'll screw you up really quick.
Oh, yeah, that's nasty. Don't like drinks like that. There's no need. Moderation's the best way. Drink it slowly and enjoy it more. Not believe drink one can and hope you're on your ass.
You go blind slower. Paint stripper. Yeah. Neil was asking, what's the Canadian version of porcine?
Of what?
Potsheen.
Oh, maple moonshine. Is that
Yeah,
what you said?
maple moonshine. Yeah, fermented maple.
So I hear that Everclear is also supposed to be pretty nasty.
Everclear? What the fuck
Never
is
tried
that?
it. Yeah,
What is Everclear?
it's a high proof grain alcohol. I've never tried it, but I've heard some people tell horror stories about Everclear. Anybody in the U.S.? It's predominantly in the U.S. So anybody from the U.S., if you know about it and tried it, chime in.
I remember when I was down in Kentucky when we went to Waverly Hills, and we went to one of Keith Age's friends had a buddy that we all went to his place, and he had it was somebody outside. I can't remember if it was Keith's friend or whatever. I don't know, but whatever. They had their own batch of moonshine, Kentucky moonshine, and oh fuck, man. Like literally just smelling this shit. It's like, no fucking way. Are you insane? It was disgusting. They take the piss out of us white people. Regular sauce. Too spicy too. Yeah, it was just like literally, like honestly, you drink this shit, you go blind right there. No doubt. It's fucking, it is. Like, oof. Turpentine.
That's brutal. I don't know why anybody would want to drink something like that. I mean, I would like to enjoy the drinks. I don't want to like just immediately vomit after I take a swig of something.
You can Spitfire with Everclear, well over 50%. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's actually more than 50%. I'm just reading this. The proof of Everclear is bottled up to 95% alcohol by volume. That's insane.
Some things is like, why?
I know. That's one.
Why? I mean, what's that shit? It comes out of I think Slovakia or Slovenia or one of the two. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, the green one, right?
What's it called? It's called. It's made with peaches, I think. Apricots or peaches, like fermented peaches. It's Slovitia or something.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else.
Slovitia or whatever. That I remember trying that and going, it was the sugar is what fucking gets you fucked up because it's so fucking sugary. But man, it's just it's like holy crap. How do people drink this shit?
What's that one that's out of like Eastern Europe also that like it's supposed to make you hallucinate if you drink the authentic one?
Oh,
absinthe.
Absinthe, thank you.
Yeah, absinthe.
That's what I was thinking you were talking about.
You like the rock candy and yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Pernod.
That's horrible, that stuff.
That's got aniseed in it.
It is.
Yeah, I don't like aniseed.
It's not right.
The
in
taste
a sweet,
is
yeah. In a drink, no.
It's horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, Pernod is horrible.
And
I quite like sweet alcohol things that have had a bit of sugar in them and taste almost like as if you my idea of a really nice drink would be something that tastes like you're drinking orange juice or apple juice or something like that, and it's like really sweet and you don't know there's alcohol in it and you can just drink it and just be like, but a lot of alcohol is like you're drinking it and you're like, this doesn't taste great, but I can palate it, and that's would go for most alcoholic beverage. Really, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm drinking it to get drunk, not because I like the taste.
Yeah, you're not having fun then.
Nothing is bad as that fucking juice that they give you for a colonoscopy. Ever clear light or whatever the fuck it is, it doesn't matter what flavor they give it, man. Forget it.
Yeah, that's I've heard horror stories about that.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But
yeah, Malibu and milk. That's like a sort of pina colada almost then.
Yeah.
You know what I liked? What I really liked, and I called it a Celtic ombre, and it's half golden tequila and half Irish cream. And boy, is it ever fucking good. Most people go, "Oh, it's disgusting, man! The fucking cream curdles and the fucking it's so good. It's so good."
Baileys. Sounds like Baileys.
You know.
I like Kahlua as well. That's quite nice.
Well, that's funny because I would normally use Kahlua to mix with the golden tequila to make a bandito, but I ran out of Kahlua, so I'm like, what am I gonna? I want to mix it with something, and at the place we were at, they only had Irish cream, and I'm like, fucking use Bailey's, why not? And it worked. It worked. I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, Bailey's Irish cream.
Yeah.
Bailey's Irish cream and golden tequila.
Have you tried the 40 Creek version of that?
Of what?
The same as Bailey's Irish cream.
No, I've
It's a
never.
cream liqueur. It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not much for cream liqueurs, though. I just
Neither am I. But I mean, you know, like when I was at the distillery the last time we went to Niagara Falls, just a couple of years ago, we stopped by the distillery and they had it on as a taste test, and I was like tasting it. And I'm like, this is not bad. And apparently they use real dairy and not the powdered dairy like Bailey's. The problem with that, obviously, is once you crack it open, you're going to have to finish it pretty quickly because you're using real dairy. Otherwise, you're going to get fermentation going on over there and some curds.
You want some cheese curds?
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Yeah,
Fucking
Freddie Frog says a slow gin. Somebody's given me slow gin, and that was actually really nice because you couldn't taste the gin. It was just like you were just tasting berries.
well, that's
It was
good.
nice.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't like the taste of gin, but yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'm not one for vodka either. I'm not a big vodka fan. And there's
Some vodkas can be quite smooth to drink, like you don't get a
Yeah.
burn. You know?
well, I find mixed drinks with vodka is fine. It usually hides the vodka quite nice. But yeah, just it's kind of like same with Zambuca. I'm not a big fan of Zambuca.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Oof, look,
In coffee, it's good.
hey, coffee.
Yeah, instead of sugar.
Ugh. No.
You take an espresso, you put a little tiny shot of Sambuca. That's all you need.
Sambuca. Nice.
Nah, just no.
It's a mute button, Jackie, here as well, by the way.
Look, I'm just dying noisily.
One thing I always wanted to try, but I was never able to get it. Was I remember Gareth. Gareth would talk about, and you probably know this place, Matt, the Doom Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the Doom Bar?
They sell beers, but
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an actual Doom Bar.
There was an actual Doom Bar, but it closed down. But they do have a beer, and I remember him talking about it. It was like a blonde ale or some shit like that, and he said it was really, really nice. And I remember he had made it apparent that when he got over there, every time he'd go back home and he would grab this beer. So I mean that was one I really wanted to try, but I don't even think they make it anymore. I think they went out of business or something.
No, I think you can still buy it in supermarkets
really?
and things. Yeah, it's still produced. The only thing I don't like about the kind of specialty beers, and especially once you go to craft beers, they start tasting woody.
Yeah.
And I'm not into that kind of like woodiness as well. It's
You mean the piney?
Yeah.
It's piney. Goddamn hops are too fucking ooh.
Yeah, it just tastes like you're sucking on an old
Pine
pencil
tree
or something. A pencil.
a pencil. or as Dr. Demon Gordon
get the
says,
sap out.
as Dr. Demon Gordon would say, fucking sweaty socks.
Some of that IPA stuff does taste like sweaty socks.
Well, yeah, it used to, right? It used to be. Oh God, what the hell is this shit, man? What the hell are they what kind of hops are they putting in this? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like.
Sounds-
Go ahead, Al.
I was going to say, sounds like there's a squeaky wheel in your room, Jackie. You
Yeah.
need to get the oil out.
Eating a pineapple cone.
Let's see what
Yeah.
I got lined up here.
What you have lined up? Oh,
You
pine
guys know
cone.
that.
Yeah, sorry, pine cone.
I got the usual.
You got the usual.
Oh, shit.
Oh
that hurt.
God.
That was not paranormal.
Poor Alec. Poor
Poor Gord.
Gord. Poor Gord. God. Poor Gord. Poor Gord. Poor boy.
Right now, I'm pretty sure he's doing this.
Oh my days.
I'm having too much fun with these
I
sound
haven't-
effects.
I haven't drunk alcohol in bloody ages.
Really?
Yeah, since I started getting a really bad kidney stone, probably when I
That's right.
stopped. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I reckon I'd get like trashed really quickly now if I drunk anything. I'd probably be like very giddy.
I think
You'd be a few nights out then.
Matt, it's probably been a good almost 2 months. Almost 2 months since I've had any alcohol. And yeah, just this beer alone, you have a little bit of a buzz. I mean, mind you, this is, I think, 6.5, this one.
Ah, okay.
But yeah. Yeah. So it did, you nurse it. And I'm not one for nursing, but fuck, you just gotta yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it must be pain in the butt. Well, not pain in the butt, but for having to deal with kidney stones.
Yeah, I'd rather not have the extreme pain I was getting. I'm on antibiotics at the moment, but I found out that, well, I'm thinking to myself like, but what happens when the antibiotics end again? So I've got myself a big bottle of colloidal silver,
Oh wow!
and I'm gonna be taking loads of that. But I found out because I thought I'll just double check: is there any interactions between antibiotics and colloidal silver? And it says actually, there's some studies been done to say that it makes the antibiotics much, much, much stronger.
Really?
Mm.
And
So,
I guess though you should only take a certain amount of that though, right? Colloidal silver.
well, yes, if it's a certain strength,
Yeah.
like you don't want to go drinking nitrate strength, which would be like, thousands of parts per million. Now, this stuff's 30 parts per million. So I just take a squirt of that, get some water down. And yeah, so I'm trying that because I just want to see if I can keep the symptoms down when I'm off the antibiotics. But yeah, I'm experimenting.
I had a friend. Yeah, you got to watch it. I had a friend who actually was taking colloidal silver and got really, really sick.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, really, really sick. I mean, he's okay. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know how much he was taking. He knowing him,
It
he
exceeded.
was probably taking a little too much. But yeah,
Yeah, some people buy like ridiculous strengths, and you're supposed to actually water that stuff down a hell of a lot before you take it.
yeah.
And if you take too much of it, it can cause kidney damage, and you'll get blue skin and all sorts of things. But
Yeah, that's one of the big things they said. Blue skin. Yeah, it's it's one of those ones. And I heard. I mean, I was reading years ago about how the benefits of colloidal silver. And again, you're just like, oh well, it's one of those things. Again, you take it in strides. You don't go fucking nuts. Some people go nuts. Oh my god, the more I take, the better I'll get. No.
People don't realize the effects if you like overdose or even on vitamins. It can have so much bad effects. That's why you always got to check.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. It's just like, yeah, you can overdose on it. It can mess up all your internal organs.
Oh yeah, your organs.
BL123 says, I'm 35 and I smoked since I was 9. Give that man a gold star.
Yeah, Yeah, it I mean I smoked not that early of an age, but I mean I smoked and thankfully, the best thing I ever did was quit. I mean I quit like in 98.
Cool.
So it's the best thing I ever fucking did, I'll tell you that.
And he substituted it with drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, it was the best thing though. I mean, like fuck that it's amazing what that shit can do to you. It's amazing.
Yes.
Hacking
Yeah.
up tar in the mornings.
Oh yeah, I do not miss those days. I couldn't even tell you what they felt. I do remember though, when I did quit, I must have packed on about 30 pounds. I weighed about 208 fucking pounds. I'm like, oh, wait a sec. I've never weighed more than 176 in my life.
But you were substituting one for another, so basically you would actually you got to keep yourself occupied, weren't you? So
well, it suppresses your hunger, right? So I mean, I was when you quit smoking, bang, all of a sudden, poof, you just balloon up in weight, right? Which kind of sucks.
I've never smoked. I just know lots of smokers. Everybody else around me was always smoking, but I never bothered. I used to just watch everybody when I was younger. They'd all be squabbling like, "Oh, I've just nicked money out of my purse. Right, I'm just going buying a packet of fags." And I'd be like, "Really? Is that what you're subjecting your life to?" Yeah. And then they're all fighting over the last cigarette, like friends. "Oh, give us twos on that. Oh, can I have threes on it?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I think I'm not going to bother with them." So I just spend all my money on records instead.
Yeah. Oh, good old records. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow. Records.
In fact, they're making a comeback because my eldest son actually bought himself a turntable and he's been buying vinyls. Been buying some. So
yeah, I mean they've been making a comeback for a while now. I've noticed a few shops carrying them now, but holy the fucking price of them!
Yeah, they're extortionate, aren't they?
Oh my god, the price is ridiculous.
Like £30 per bloody album over here, so 30 to 40 pounds, and I'm like, I think I'll stick to CDs. I do have vinyls, ones that I had when I was younger, but they're all up in my attic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still have a lot of my collection from years ago, but holy crap!
Yep.
It's blue. What the hell? How did that happen? Blue.
He's called Blue.
I went blue. I went blue. I went blue. What the hell? There we go. A little better. Blue.
Yeah. What other things have I stopped taking drugs a while back. So life's been pretty boring and sane for me for quite some time.
Is that hence as you put it, you said you were getting bored and posting all the crop circle vids.
Yeah. Yeah, I just try to get, I want to find places to go out and explore and, just not want to sit in a house if I can help it. But, yeah. Like editing things and I want to sort of edit small like clips together. I just kind of end up finding myself watching YouTube shorts or flicking through YouTube shorts for like an hour and then feeling tired and going to sleep.
Yeah, it's just I mean, since this year, like I said, going through the health issues and trying to like plan shit and everything else and trying to like I want this year I wanted to go out and explore, especially with the DJI and shit like that. And I want to pick up a drone finally.
You're picking up a drone.
I've been eyeing a drone, and thankfully, I got Matt's advice on one. So, yeah,
Nice.
I'll be back in a sec, guys. hold tight.
Okay.
Alex is gonna hold the fort.
Cute.
Cheers.
I was going to
Okay,
say,
now-
does anybody watch YouTube shorts or short videos in general, and you get somebody comes on the screen and he goes like, right, now what I'm going to tell you now is going to change your life. Now don't click away, and I'm like, click.
Yeah.
So
That happens.
it's
That
like,
happens way too often.
Right.
oh God, these people who are like, and they're so forceful the way they're sort of talking to you, like, I've got something that you really need to hear. Click. No.
It's high pressure tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm
fuck
what?
off.
Limited time.
Watching animals or really
Mm.
stupid or funny videos.
Yeah.
Well, anything they'll try to sell anything, right? And that's the problem. And what bothers me is that there's some people out there that are not necessarily gullible, because any one of us can be gullible at times, but they prey on the desperate. And that's what's concerning more than anything else.
Yeah. And I just want people to like these videos where they sort of say, I'm going to tell you something, but anyway, I'm going to tell you something else first, and we're going to do the top 10 of blah, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. And I'm like, click off. It's like, just fucking tell me, like
Yeah.
the name of your video says you're going to tell me something. Just tell me it. Just get to the point quick.
Or the top 10, by the time you get to number 1, they'll say, look at it in the comment, or tell me what you think it's number 1 in the comments. They don't actually tell you what number 1 is. Fucking irritating as hell.
Yeah. Oh, and have you seen these videos where like the top half of the screen is some person who's watching the video in the bottom half of the screen?
They're annoying.
Oh, come on. And they're sort of going like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're overreacting, and it's just like, fuck off. Who said
no
that?
need
Who
for it.
said that we wanted to see you reacting to the video? Just go away. Yeah, my dog is no longer around, sadly. She passed away last year now, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, it's last year. Yeah.
It's gonna
And
It's up to a year soon. It's gotta
yeah. Yeah, it was I think it's about this sort of time last year, really. Yeah, if I remember rightly.
It's gone a while now.
Yeah, but Angel is with the angels.
Yeah.
And I've decided I'm going to not be getting another dog for the foreseeable future.
It's hard.
Even though it does get me out of the house, It used to get me out of the house more. I'm just having to sort of like make up for it by getting myself out of the house now.
Yeah,
But it is hard when you lose a pet.
Yeah.
definitely.
So
Not good.
Yes, it's just I've always said with dogs, I mean, they're great, but they sort of like they go off the edge of a cliff, like, they sort of they're really good for a long time, and then they just and then they're not moving around much, and then all the problems start, and then if you get another one, it's like a ticking time bomb. You
Yeah.
got like 10 years or so with your friend, and then it's all going to happen again, and it's
You put yourself through all that heartache again. Constantly getting ripped off by the vets.
Yeah. But there we are. I've had kids. No, I've not had kids. I've had dogs since being a kid, and it's a lot of it's a lot of responsibility. It's not so bad when you've got somebody else in the house, so you can take turns in looking after and things. But when you're on your own, I've always used to feel guilty about not being able to take the dog somewhere, especially in the heat. So.
buy
Yeah.
goldfish.
They're about as exciting as a fart in a bloody spacesuit.
Yeah. I used to have a goldfish. I used to forget the bloody thing was there. I'd feed it like every other day, and I'd give it more food then because I'd forgotten to feed it. You know, it's just yeah.
You can put it in a glass and go for a walk.
Oh, God.
Carry it in a plastic, see-through plastic container on your chest.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. So I'm planning to do more exploring. That's the idea, is trying to get out more. So I have managed to do 2 days in the week last week, as well as the weekend. So trying to get out and do as much as I can.
You're looking at stuff that's far away from where you are, or is it relatively close?
Yeah, it's within an hour's drive usually, somewhere like that.
Saying that, believe fuel costs an absolute bloody. Oh yeah, an
Yeah.
arm and a leg as well. So obviously restricts you, and we get but use public transport, and it's still bloody expensive. You can't win.
What's the gas prices out there now?
It's come down. It was about 190, and it's come down to about £1.60, sort of average. £1.60. I've generally found that fuel getting places is not really such of a problem. It always seem to manage to have money to kind of put in the tank and go places. But I was in a place in Bristol yesterday. It was quite funny. It was an old school. It was closed down, and I was trying various places to get in, and found a window open for a toilet, climbed into the toilet, and then the door from the toilet into the building was closed, so I had to climb back out.
Oh,
Then I climbed on a roof, and I was just about to go in through this window, and I was like poking my head in through this window, and I could hear somebody inside. So this apparently abandoned building, I was told it was abandoned, and I could hear somebody moving stuff around and moving around, and then they walked up the stairs, and then I heard a toilet flushing, and I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. So I had to climb back off this roof and dangle down and drop, and it was bloody hard getting up, and I did it, did it on my own. But it's like, I was thinking, should I go inside the building? Because I'm quite stealthy, I can actually walk without making footsteps. And I was thinking, should I go in there and do a stealth mission and walk around this building and creep about? It's like, and get caught and kicked out.
So it wasn't actually abandoned then, was it?
It wasn't abandoned. No, I think the building wasn't technically in use anymore, but it had guardians living in it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That always sucks. I mean, you want to go into a place where you're not disturbed.
Yeah, it's a school, Hen Grove, I think it's called, somewhere up there. It's an old art school, and it was a religious sort of academy type place, but it was an art school.
Oh,
They built a new
haunted
school.
stories then.
Mm.
Religious institution.
I can't. What was the name of it now? Like Audrey's or something like that. It was named after the woman who gave the money to build the place. Let's see if I can find it on the map. Nobody else seemed to be interested in going up there, so I could probably tell you the name of it. I was saying to people they should get up there and give it a go, but is this it here? No. I'll find it in a minute. I'll tell you who sent it to me. It was Mick Spanner.
So it's all his fault then.
Yeah.
All his fault. He lied to you.
He was probably the one in there flushing the toilet.
Yeah, probably. Oi, Mick, what are you doing in there?
Right. The area is Henleys. Sorry. It's in Henleys. And it's called the Shine Academy.
Shine Academy. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
got in the sports hall.
Oh.
The Shining.
They left a window open in the sports hall, so I climbed through that and got in and had to look around the sports hall. I did everything a sports hall would do. It was just a blank room. Yeah. But it was, people like watching these videos of me clambering in places I shouldn't be. So,
Hey, They're living vicariously through you.
Yeah, wanted me to get caught, I think, for excitement.
Yeah. Well, you know, some people, that's what they look forward to. It's just watching other people suffer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, do you still go out on your rubber dinghy, Matt? It's the last video I watched where you went to the old sea fort. Bloody hell.
I have planned on getting it out. I haven't done yet. I've said to a couple of people, Mick and 2K want to go out and see the sea forts, but one of them's got an injunction on it now. So I suggested we steer clear of the hotel forts because, you know, for legal reasons, and go and visit the one fort that is still old and abandoned because nobody seems to care about that one. So,
Cool.
yeah.
I wish there was more abandoned shit around here. But some of the stuff that's abandoned that I've seen is like in really bad shape.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely not safe to go near.
No.
Not good.
Have you done much paranormal hunting recently? Have you been out?
No.
Done any?
That's the thing. I mean, aside from the woodlot, we haven't. I haven't personally done much. I miss going out and just doing it, like going
Yeah.
out myself or with just a couple of people and just walking around. The last time that I've done it, aside from doing investigation with Steve's group every now and then, was the old psychiatric hospital in Whitby, Ontario that they tore down since. But that was an interesting place, like very interesting place. We caught audio, like a voice whispering in the audio. We also had an incident where there was a bunch of us in one small building, and as we were walking along the connecting hallway to the other two rooms on the opposite side of the building, we hear footsteps coming from behind us on top of our own footsteps. So when I went back, and I told everybody to continue, and I went back to see if anybody had come in, nobody was there. I told everybody to come back my way. They started coming back, and now the footsteps could be heard on the opposite side. But the only way to get into the building was the original side where I was in. That was the only place that had the boards sort of pried open enough that you can get in. Couldn't get in from the other side. But yet the footsteps were heard on the opposite side when they started coming back towards me. That was an interesting place.
Sounds it.
I had something similar when we went to an old RAF base, and we put on this air raid siren sound on somebody's phone to
Right.
try and kind of generate some activity, you know. And we heard like footsteps, and it sounded like boots sort of running down a corridor, and it was like, but there was no one there. It was just us, you know. And it was, what the hell's going on there? It's like we, created or brought through something that was like activity, you know, sort of like people who'd have been
Triggered
running.
activity.
Yeah.
Basically,
So that was weird.
weren't it, really? So they were doing exactly what they were doing when they were alive. So they're living at their footsteps, basically.
I'm of the mindset that where it's not really necessary to go to a location to get some kind of activity. I mean, it shouldn't have to be that way. The way I'm looking at it is, if we're dealing with the spirits of the departed, why would they be tied down? Even if they don't quote unquote cross over, why would they be tied down to one location? Right? If I'm here and I want to talk to someone I know passed away in a different city, can I not just call on them and have them come here? I mean, they're not restricted by physicality, right? They're not in the physical realm. So I should be able to, theoretically. Be interesting to try that out.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of these places lend themselves to these sorts of experiences, perhaps because they're quite quiet normally. And, when you go to places where there's a lot of noise and movement and people live, it's got that kind of lived in feel. and you take yourself to these places because you're sort of taking yourself out of your normal environment, where, as you say, you probably could trigger some of these things in a normal environment, but it's almost like as if you're tweaking your brain, like as if you're tuning into that kind of atmosphere and tuning into the kind of potential of what could be there. And yeah,
Oh,
but
no
would
doubt it
people?
helps. Yeah, it helps being
Would
at the actual location.
yeah.
I just want to test that theory where can I actually bring that spirit here or to me as opposed to me going to it in the location where they feel attachment to? Because that'll be an interesting thing. Because I mean, if theoretically, I mean, obviously it's all theoretically, but I mean, if it could be possible, then you can literally open up the door to anybody who's passed on around the globe, as long as you know of the individual.
Yeah, I think I've had experiences in a house in South Wales where I would hear a voice calling me, and I would go and, sort of respond as if it's like somebody was there calling me, and my parents were sort of in the lounge and sort of would say, like, it wasn't us, we never called you. And it was like quite, and it would be when I was working on something. So I was concentrating on something on the computer and working, and I'd have like quite a clear voice calling me, like Matthew, and I'd be like, what? Nobody was there. And other occasions where like something would tap on my glass window, I'd kind of open it and there'd be nobody there. I'd go out, couldn't find anybody there. And that happened on a few occasions. And it was like, yeah, so weird.
Yeah. It is weird. And I was just reading the last comment. It says, I don't really believe in ghosts, but when you see it, you can't explain it. When I moved into my first house when I was 18, the kitchen drawer would fly open by itself as if we were on a boat. In my opinion, the jury's out on the technical use of the word ghosts. I mean, a lot of people, when you say that, they assume that you're talking about, the dearly departed. I think it's a terminology that needs to be updated, or at the very least, the explanation of it needs to be updated, because we don't know what we're actually dealing with. It could be the dearly departed. It could be something completely different, something that's never existed on this plane, and it's just something that we somehow manage to tap into every so often. But it is what it is. I still like to be able to go out and just do some more investigating, but I just don't have the time right now.
Yeah, one of the places I lived in, Bishop's Cannings, a lot of things would like fall off shelves, and it would always happen just like on the periphery of my vision, so it wouldn't happen directly in front of me, but
Right.
something would fall off a shelf, and I'd be like, well, there's no wind, there's no reason for that to kind of have done that, and I ended up speaking to whatever I thought was there, saying like, come on, try and just do it in front of me, I mean, I'm cool with that. Just do it right in front of me so I can see, but it was always in peripheral vision, peripheral, something happens, never directly in front of you. Yay. He's back.
I had to let Ozzy out. Poor guy. His legs are crossed, so I had to let him out.
I think I heard him bark earlier on. Was that because he was trying to get your attention to go out?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like. Okay, I better let him out. Let him go.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna hit the road, guys. I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
All right, Alex. Take care, man.
Cheers, Alex.
Happy birthday, Steve. I'll talk soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. We'll talk.
Have a good night, everyone.
Hey, Misbehaving. Thank you very much. Ozzy, oi.
Yeah. Adamanta says his loft hatched opened by itself a few nights ago in the heat wave. That's weird.
Ah, thank you, Parasolo.
Heat wouldn't do that, would it?
No.
No.
The only thing is wood expands and shrinks, but it wouldn't make it open itself.
No, that's quite extreme amount of weight and movement to go on there.
Yep.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, because Jackie, you're in our Discord, right?
Yeah, I just don't go on it all the time. There's just too many bloody groups. So I just end up like there and put the phone down and ignore them all.
Fredo, I guess, is talking about his snakes, right?
Yeah,
Pictures
well,
of
yeah,
his
talking
snakes.
about some of his stuff, yeah, because I've got quite a few.
Yeah, my dog, she used to let me know that she wanted to go out because, you know, I'd be up here and I'd hear a little and that is like little whiny sort of sound, and I'd go, "What's the matter? You want to go out?" And then you just stand up. Then she'd be like, "Yes,
Yes. Now. Yeah.
that is what I want."
I don't
Yeah.
get a whine. I get a bark.
Mm, mm.
But you know what? He's been really good now. Like, I mean, when when you go to bed, he used to get up in the middle of the night, like two in the morning, and he'd be whining, and then to the point where it's like barking. It's like, okay, I have to go out. I have to. Now he sleeps all the way through without any issues.
Mm.
Right? Like, he's so used to it now, and it's just like, oh, thank God. I can get some sleep, because I'm telling you, there's quite a while there, a stretch where it's just like, okay, it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock. He's gonna start any minute now, and sure as shit, he starts. It's like, oh no. Oh, your house is definitely haunted. Yeah, this place has had its fair share of interesting happenings. That's for sure. I think I told you about one of them, Matt. Right? I think I told you about a couple of them. There was one day I came up here, and I have an army chest, an old army chest, and I keep like some DVDs in there and stuff like that. And I came up here one day, and the army chest was open, and all the DVDs were piled neatly on my desk here in the studio. And I'm like, I go to my wife. I'm like, "Did you do this?" She's like, "Do what?" I'm like, "This." No, why would I do that? Like, okay, maybe I'm going senile or something. Like, what the hell? Like, it was just the weirdest thing. And there's nobody else in here. Yeah,
Strange,
I think
very strange.
Melissa seems to think it's the chest, that it's haunted. The chest is haunted. Who knows? I bought it at an old antique shop in Frankenmuth, Michigan.
Mm.
And I think it's I think it's World War One. I think it's an American war chest. So, pretty neat. Who knows?
Could have an attachment to it. You never know.
Yeah. Take care, Mars. Thanks for popping in.
I think Jackie's chest is haunted. It's a double feature, that one.
Oh, bloody waiting for that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like driving through Michigan. I shouldn't say that. Certain parts of Michigan. I mean, I remember the worst part, and it wasn't even Detroit. I think the worst part was going through Flint, Flint, Michigan. Oh my God, that is a fucking eye opener. That is an eye opener. Even on the highway, it is an eye opener. And so Frankenmuth is in between two of the worst cities in the U.S., Flint, Michigan, and Saginaw, Michigan. And they're not very big. They're not, but the crime is so bad.
That's no good then.
Right? Because unemployment for years. I mean, those were auto cities. I mean, you had auto manufacturing in both cities, especially Flint was a major one. And it all closed up, went dry, and what are people supposed to do, man? And not to mention, what was it? Just a few years ago, they had a water crisis with their water. Like they had to, they couldn't drink the water because it was fucking dirty. Just, oh man. Yeah.
Like the bloody water we have, it's disgusting.
Americans built all their cities thinking they would make money. Detroit is abandoned. You know what? Detroit has had a little bit of a renaissance, to be honest. I mean, they've the downtown part of Detroit, and pre-vid, they were like cleaning it right up all around the ballparks and the hockey arena. That whole core, a lot of major companies and so on were coming in, and they're restoring old buildings, like reusing them, and just it looked really, really nice. Again, I have not been there since before vid, man. So I don't know, but they were doing a good job. So yeah, I don't know. But a lot of the cities, but you know what? It's like that in a lot of places, not just the States. I mean, here, small towns are just, it's bad. I mean, I think one of the largest problems is fentanyl. I mean, the drug problem and these zombies, I'm not kidding you, man, like literally are everywhere. Everywhere. It's so fucking bad. So it's getting bad.
Not good.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have that issue over there. You guys don't have the fentanyl issue over there, do you?
Not really
No.
at the moment, no. I mean, some people are saying that it's coming in small parts, but yeah, you see these, you get people who call like crackheads, and they, I think it's a lot to do with cocaine, crack, and heroin, and they've got this kind of really drawn look. They look like skeletons and their teeth are falling out and stuff like that. It's, yeah,
Spice,
not good.
Spice, another one, yeah.
But you don't see too many of them. They just tend to be congregating the center of cities, and
yeah, like
but you do get
gardens in Manchester.
there's a lot more homeless people now than I remember when I was a kid.
Definitely.
Very, very rarely you'd see anybody when I was a kid, but now you go to a city and there's like homeless people everywhere in doorways.
Yes, there is a lot.
Yeah, it's and I mean it's people, and obviously homelessness is one of the major problems too. But I mean, with the drugs, it's like you quite literally, it could be anybody. It could be anybody. I mean, it could be the richest person in the world, and they get hooked on the drug, and it's all over.
Yeah,
It's like they become so engulfed with it. It's just it's like, hold on a sec. I'm like, let me just see if I can. I should be able to mail this, and what I'll do is I'll show you guys just an example. And it's like, there's the thing with fentanyl is it's the back bend that seems to be the signature of people who are like strung out on it, right? And quite literally they bend down like a zombie, like, and they're walking and they're just standing there, and people are like, how the fuck can people do this? Like, just stand there with it like falling over. And apparently the body has, I don't know, some sort of, I don't want to say mechanism, but some sort of reaction or something, or I don't know what it is, but it's scary that, I just don't know. Let me see if I can upload this vid. Oh, here we go.
no,
Don't
go behind there, you little git. Go in there. Good boy.
And just to give you an idea, like this is, and from what I understand, this guy, I don't need any audio, but this guy he's a fairly rich guy, and let me just see. Hold on. The music.
Like,
I mean, it's so lost. Just don't need the music.
God for that. It was torture, that music.
Yeah.
The hell?
So the story with this guy, as far as I know, is like he, just like a lot of people, became so hooked on fentanyl and just quite literally lost everything.
Mm.
Really just not worth it.
You know, and then you ask, like, you are you okay? Is everything okay? You need help with anything or whatever? They're like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Just, and clearly not.
Mm.
It's too bad. But I mean, that's just like one example of how bad it is. And that's in a neighborhood. I shouldn't say it's in a really good neighborhood. That neighborhood does have its mix, but I mean, it doesn't matter where it is. It's pretty much everywhere.
Mm.
Yep, exactly.
Misanthropic American says they've lived comfortably on medical administered fentanyl. Loved it for 7 days. It was a hoot. Every 6 minutes, pushing the button for 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really too bad with some people just. I mean, the addiction rate is just through the roof with especially with fentanyl.
Well, I think it's the wrong type of drugs, really. I mean, the drugs that go too far, and there's not much creative in it. Things like your methamphetamines and your crack and heroin and things like that. All those sorts of drugs, not
Well,
good. Fentanyl, which is cut into heroin these days, I think.
I remember, growing up, I think the one drug people would always feared was called angel dust.
I've heard it.
Yeah, that was always the drug that, no, stay away from that. That's really bad. And
It's PCP, angel dust.
yeah, and what was it in the early 2000s? Was it the early 2000s? Something like that. I don't, or a little bit later, but it was remember the bath salts, and that really came to play. I remember that guy in Miami literally fucking eating the guy's ear off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Oh, wow.
And you're like, holy crap, man! This, and of course that's one of the more is it one of the more extreme? It's just the extreme because our attention is being brought to it when quite literally there are more extreme out there that we don't know. But that's the frightening thing. People are, I think society is so pampered and so blind and naive to, this sort of lifestyle. And, when they are exposed to it, it's an eye opener. I get it, but they still aren't desensitized by it, I think. You know, I don't know.
Well, if people are addicted to these things, there should be more treatments and more schemes for people to get in and get off these things. But I mean, in the US and to a degree in the UK as well, it's kind of very hard for people to get help. It's easier for them to get the drugs than it is to get the help.
Well, I know here they have I forget they have these injections that they have readily available um, in just in regular malls and stores and all kinds of stuff. If somebody's having a certain drug overdose or they're ODing, I forget the name of the drug, but it's an injection. You just
Narcan.
Yeah, Narcan, exactly. And is it the same over there? They
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, anyone who's hanging around people who take heroin, they'll usually give you a free Narcan kit,
Hmm.
so that you've got it to hand. And yeah, somebody gave me one once. They said, "Oh, have one of these in case you ever encounter anybody who's overdosing, and you can just give them one." I've got it around the house somewhere. It's a little
Okay.
yellow square thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, alcohol and tobacco do more damage. Yeah, they do, and yeah, illegal, and I think that what is it that because they're legal, people abuse it. I think yeah, absolutely. I mean, here now you look at pot, weed, marijuana, if you will, and I think that is being abused to uh, full extent now. I mean, there's people smoking it wherever, whenever now. I mean, even driving
Wow.
while smoking it, and so on and so on. I mean, that's your prerogative. That's fine. I don't have anything against it. But the thing is, I mean, it's a norm now. I mean, before it wasn't a norm. It was just like, it's taboo. No, you can't have that. That's illegal. And
Yeah.
and again, they couldn't fight the underworld of this, so they said, well, you know what, we'll regulate it, we'll control it. But they're not really controlling it. I mean, they are to a certain extent, but whatever. Thanks, Chaos. To a certain extent, but yeah, it's definitely it definitely will harden your life out, that's for sure. Harden your outlook. And if you're going through that, or you've been through that, or you're recovering, or whatever else. And yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, when I was growing up, I pot, mushrooms, whatever. But I mean, I there was no point to go anything beyond. I didn't need to. I didn't want to. And that was just a phase, and that was it. Just like smoking was. It was the best thing I ever did, was quit smoking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think there's a time and a place for psychedelics and different types of drugs, but you shouldn't be doing them every day. It should be come back to normal life and live a normal life. But I have been down that other road sometime in the past.
I did wreck some perfectly good military jets. Oh wow!
Oops.
Did wreck the bike. Oh wow! Codeine, yeah. I mean, there's another one. A lot of people. Codeine's another one.
Yeah.
Well, I've got that prescribed to me now for my kidney stone pain, but I try not to take it unless I have to.
Yeah, I mean, I had opioids when I had a surgery, but I never took them. I didn't need to. I just think Tylenol 3 was fine. I didn't need to take Tylenol 3. I think my pain is quite high. Threshold is quite high, I think. But yeah, I mean, there's a point when you say, "Oh, fuck this shit," I need to take something, but thankfully I haven't had to go through that. But I know there's a lot of people that have constant pain, back, whatever, arthritis, whatever, and I think if anything, the nagging sort of pain is the worst.
Yeah.
It just I just want to get rid of it. Get
Like
rid of it.
hums in the background.
Sorry.
It's like it hums in the background. Certain pain. You can have pain and you can just feel it, and it's just constant. Sometimes you can take your mind off it, or sometimes the painkillers do it, but then your body gets used to it, and then you're going to go on something stronger and something stronger, and then it's just.
Yeah. I mean, it's at that level. I mean, your threshold, and you get used to a certain med. It's like, this isn't working for me. I need something stronger. And then, you elevate to the next level, and you're like, okay, when do I stop this?
Yep.
So
nerve like you're a bloody home chemist.
Yeah, nerve to bone pain. Yeah, that's the worst. Bone pain. Ugh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I've taken loads of codeine when I was feeling bad recently, but I've taken antibiotics. It's made most of the symptoms of the pain go away. So I've literally had like maybe a month and a half. It feels like I've been on a holiday. No pain.
What did they put you on?
No problems.
Did they put you on low dose antibiotics, or was it just regular?
Regular, three times a day. Like
3
21
times. Holy crap!
Yeah, and it makes the symptoms go away, makes the pain go away. So I've been saying to the doctor, I said, well, look, if antibiotics are making the pain go away, and painkillers don't make the pain go away, and I've taken the antibiotics now in three sets. So I've gone back and had more, and then I've stopped, and then when it's finished, the pains come back. And then when I'm taking them again, the pain, So I said, well, if every time I'm taking them, the pain's going away. So does this mean I've got some sort of like really nasty infection? It just keeps coming back. Is that what's causing the pain? And so that's why I got the colloidal silver, because I'm just thinking I need something to kind of, after I finish taking these antibiotics, I need something in there to kind of keep this infection at bay, So, but yeah, I've been feeling like $1 million like for about a month and a half. And I've been out exploring, like you noticed tonight. I'm not to go to the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when mine comes back, and like I said, I'll feel good for maybe a week and a half, and then all of a sudden the symptoms come back. You're like, oh, come on, not again. And then, I got to go back on antibiotics. It's like, okay, what the fuck is causing this infection, for crying out loud? This is ridiculous. Huh?
What have you been having?
Bladder infection, man. It's just, and it's fucking insane. Like I've tried it.
Bladder infections are fucking.
Well, that's what I think I've got. And they're persistent.
Yeah. Especially in a man. Like, I mean, it's rarer in a man to get a bladder infection or UTI or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, they're a lot more nastier because they're harder to get rid of. Because they fester. The fucking bacteria builds a fucking a biofilm, and the antibiotics it won't penetrate the fuck. So it just facilitates. It for a while, and you're good for a little bit, and then it's never ending.
Funny, yeah. That's it. I've been having problems, but I've been told it's probably because I'm going through the menopause. But I've been taking this cranberry supplements I've been getting from Amazon. They've been helping. I've been taking them. So
clean my gut. Yeah, I know. That's one thing I've been trying to do. Clean my gut.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is, when I was off the antibiotics, I've been taking prebiotics for a while, to kind of make sure that my gut flora was as it was meant to be. But yeah, I don't know. I think something's going on with the kidney stones and causing infections, and it's just wants to come back more and more and more.
See, they were thinking, okay, maybe you have diabetes, you have kidney stones, bladder stones, prostate, all the usual fucking things, and everything is normal.
It's got to be
Except
something missing for it to keep
ex-
reoccurring.
Except for this fucking thing keeps coming back. You're like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous, man.
Well, with me, I've sent off 2 sets of pee samples now, and the first one came back and it said, yes, you've got some kind of infection, but they don't test it to find out what the infection is. It's just like they grow it on a petri dish and they go, yeah, he's got an infection. And it's like, but they don't tell you which one it is. So are they treating it the right way? I don't know, because, if you know exactly what it is, maybe there's a specific type of antibiotics that they'll deal with that
And
specific infection.
that's what it is. And it always comes back after they do the urine culture. It always comes back up as E. coli, which is the most common fucking infection in the bladder. So I've been getting, the antibiotics that are most sensitive to this type of bacteria, and the antibiotics work. They work beautifully, right? No problems at all. But like you said, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, maybe I'm not drinking enough water. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. I'm just not flushing it out, and I should be. I don't know. I've upped my water intake. And, somebody said cranberry and pomegranate. I do take cranberry tablets, which are just as effective. Hey, Terry, how's it going? Cramps. Thanks, buddy. And I just started taking those too. Like, it's just, it's one test after another, just trying to figure out what is going on. But yeah, just want to get this dealt with and, try to get back to some sort of normality. Holy crap. But I mean, it's good when you do feel like Matt, like you said, it's great when you feel great, good. And then all of a sudden it's like, ugh.
No good. I know at
Yeah.
one point, because mine was that bad, I was peeing blood. So,
And that's what'll happen, right? When it gets bad. All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if we can kind of drill down on this, what it is. I'm gonna say to them, well, if it keeps coming back and keeps coming back, and we're attacking it with antibiotics, well, it's obviously doing something. But is it knocking it on the head? Should we specifically go and find out what type of bacteria it is? Is it an unusual strain?
Yeah.
Am I resistant to the antibiotics now or something? Find out what we need to do.
Exactly, misbehaving. Yeah, you get drug resistant bacteria, and that's another thing. But thankfully, that hasn't been an issue yet. But I don't want it to get down to that. So
yeah, that's very, very true. It can be detrimental to your health.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's where I try and avoid them. But I was that bad. I'm like, right, I really have to take them. I try and avoid taking antibiotics because it kills the good and bad bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, shit, really? So I had to go. I felt really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I have not been on a health kick like this since probably my late 20s. It's just like insane. But everything from kimchi. I love kimchi. I absolutely love kimchi. And if anybody knows, kimchi is one of the best probiotic out there. I mean, it's gut health. It's just incredible. I mean, you only have to eat a little bit. You don't have to eat a lot. And the thing is, you usually eat a little bit before a meal, and it helps the gut break down foods properly and so on and so on. But I don't know. Anyways.
Somebody's leaving, apparently. The Matrix.
The Matrix. Thanks for popping in. Thank you very much. Get ready for your stream. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we'll probably end this. We've been going on
Yeah.
a while, but
Just a thought for you. You know, one fact in your life is that has come on the scene recently. Maybe, you know, if you're getting well off the antibiotics and then you're suddenly coming down again with something, maybe you should check. Maybe go and get a culture sample from the dog and see whether the dog needs antibiotics, because maybe after you get clean, you're picking something up off the dog. Dog might have a UTI at the same time.
wow, I didn't even think about that.
It's worth
Wow.
checking into, because you can give the dog a set of antibiotics and at the same time you have it, and then afterwards you should both be free. But the trouble is, dogs, you know, being they're out sniffing around stuff, you know, and they pick things up quite quickly, but they don't overtake their systems. But just because it doesn't overtake their system doesn't mean it's not passing through the system. So, you know, you might be picking something up off the dog. It's possible.
Yeah. Don't bump your dog.
Let me, because I've considered this in the past with my dog, because I mean, I used to be like, you know, more meticulous about cleaning their stuff, you know, and things. But yeah.
My breathing's been fine, Terry. No problems with the breathing. I mean, I've had every test possible with this shit, and like I said, I do see my urologist on next Wednesday actually, and he'll put me through some tests there. So hopefully we'll get a kind of an idea what's going on. I'm hoping that usually that's what it is, and he seems to think it might be a stricture, like a stricture. And I did have a stricture before years ago, like and I had to have reconstructive surgery to with that area. They took that area out and they reconstructed the canal so it wouldn't keep, because it's scar tissue, so you can dilate it all you want, it keeps coming back, right? But you know, that was like 10 years ago, and I've never had UTI or bladder infection like these before, even when I had a stricture before. But whatever, we'll figure it out. We'll get it done.
ChatGPT says it is unusual for pets to give UTIs. However, they do carry E. coli, which is what you think you might be getting.
Well, that's what it is. That's the most common sort of bacteria that does wreak havoc in the bladder, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you know, worth bearing in mind. And I mean, you could get, you know, a sample, you know, checked out with your vet, and you could see, like, does the dog have it, and could I catch it from the dog if the dog's got it? Because I keep getting, you know, something. Could there be a potential for that? You know, and then maybe, you know, you get your dog a set of antibiotics. It might clear the dog up. Might, you know.
Autoimmune disorders. I mean, that's one thing I thought too, Terry. I mean, I do have psoriasis, but external, I don't. But then again, you never know. Maybe it's internal. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that could be a possibility. I don't know. There could be anything, right? So, we'll see. Like I said, we'll get it all sorted out, and you know, and that's all we can do. So, but
yeah. Well, good luck with getting to the bottom of it. We'll no doubt talk about our issues and where we've got with it in the future.
Yeah, and you know, you too, Matt, with your situation as well, right? So
thanks, man.
And Jackie,
you've been going forever, bloody Matt.
Yeah. You got your boogers, yeah, boogers. Lupus, yeah, that's another thing. Lupus, oh god, lupus, goddamn lupus. That's another I know somebody. I actually know a couple of people who have lupus. So, but nothing similar to what I've been going through. But whatever. Lupus is it's one of those it could be anything.
Yeah, because I mean, I got fibromyalgia and a few other things.
Mm.
Some of them have got similar symptoms, so it's like, wow.
As far as I know, I don't know Lyme disease. God no.
Yeah, I'm sure you're meant to have like feel really ill and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Like I said, I've felt fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. It's just like I said, when you get the usual symptoms. I mean, I don't even get back pain. Like, I don't get back pain or abdomen pain. I just have mild symptoms that when they come back, it's like, oh, okay, it's back again. It's not like it's distressing. I mean, it can be pretty intense at times, but not like insane, but whatever. I don't know. Anyways, enough of that shit.
Age related, really, doesn't it?
What's that?
It sounds all age related because
well,
that's it.
That's the thing, and that's the scary thing, isn't it? Burrito overload, especially. Yeah, exactly, Terry. Burrito overload.
Oh,
I haven't had a burrito in a while, so it can't be overload. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it, and everybody else in chat, thank you for all the birthday wishes and everything else, and thanks for popping in, and you all take care, and yeah, we'll chat on the flip side, guys.
All the best, and to 2K Abandoned Places who just came in and said hello. Goodbye.
Oh yes, hey 2K, yes, hello and goodbye. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
See y'all later.
All the best. Bye.